Have you ever had a dream? Things you have to do before you die. Well, for me, I called it my bucket list, and I embarked on a journey to cross them all off in 30 days. So this is that story. A little over a month ago, I embarked on a 30-day journey. 30 videos in 30 days, 30 items checked off my bucket list. Before I started this challenge, when I looked in the mirror, I didn't like what I saw. Now, I'm not talking physically, but at the time, I was scared to create. I was stuck in a loop of feeling that I'm not good enough. The goal of the month was to maximize my time and live as if it was the last month I had. So with that said, this is that story. So, I live in New York City. It's a city full of excitement. The city that never sleeps, they say. Well, I wanted to test that. Now, I've done this video idea in the past where I just ask random people to go skydiving on the spot, but there's something about New Yorkers that I really wanted to test. So I went out there. Pretty much found 3 people to go
skydiving? Yeah, I might pass out in the air. I don't want to do that.
Hey, you look like you're debating it, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thought, but skydiving is scary.
Yeah.
I found one person that was off the street.
You going?
Yeah,
you going?
Found another person wearing my merch at a burger shop.
Up and down, hey.
And the other person was an Uber driver.
Nah, not this time.
What?
When we all got in the car, I was like, wow, this is the Avengers. And a bunch of people I've never met. Anyways, we go skydive, and the Uber driver basically doesn't want to do it.
No, I'm not doing today.
And then Freddie, the guy from the burger place, forgot his ID, so he couldn't dive. So then it was just me and Richard, the guy I found off the street. And we had a great time. This was day 1, and it was already kind of going wrong in terms of it wasn't the exact video I wanted. Like, I wanted obviously everyone to go skydiving, but that was kind of the beauty of the day. And even though like we're trying our best, you know, things are always getting in our way, and we just roll with the punches. Because normally if a video like this happens, I would just reschedule it or do something else. Like, you know, you want to make the best video possible, but had to be done in one day. So this is what we got. Some of you might know, I have an obsession with a man named Steph Curry.
Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
He is the greatest basketball player in the world. Greatest shooter ever lived. Greatest role model ever. I love that man. He is like my #1 person if I could meet someone, hang out for a day or something, it's Steph. Also, which, you know, putting out there might happen. I'm waiting, Steph. Anyways, I wanted to write him a letter. Obviously, I don't have his address. I thought the next best thing was to just put it out online. My bucket list item that day was to score 20 points. And well, I got to the game, warmed up, started playing the game, and well, I didn't drop 20 points. Long story short, didn't drop 20 points. I was depressed, I was sad, but the whole idea of the challenge was to try. If I'm trying and I'm putting all my effort I can, that's all I'm asking myself. Although that one didn't work out, I'm so glad I tried. Showing up is really half the battle. So that one is to be continued, honestly. It felt like the first 2 days of the challenge were the hardest. This, I actually thought like we might not be able to do this. I have a really, really good friend named Luke. We went to high school together, and then we moved to Los Angeles together, and so we've pretty much been together for the last like decade. I had this opportunity to put a picture of us together on a Times Square billboard, and I didn't tell Luke because it was a surprise. Well, Luke didn't know about the surprise, so he left and went to LA to visit his girlfriend. So while he was there, I started calling and begging him to come back. Like, if you do come back, I owe you guys one. Long story short, I got him back, and I actually just reorganized his room back to the way it was because he reorganized it before he left, and he thought that was the whole reason I brought him back, so he was actually kind of pissed about that.
You moved my bed back.
You don't like it?
No.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed day 3 of the vlog.
Bro, there's no way.
Which was hilarious, but then put the blindfold on him, subwayed to Times Square, and revealed.
Whoa! Whoa, wait, you gotta take a photo. That's lit.
I feel like I should FaceTime my parents. Mom!
One of my first loves is skateboarding. I've been doing it for so long. In every apartment I've been in, I've pretty much built some type of skate ramp, skate park. And well, I needed to do it here. I asked my roommates for permission.
It's cool if I build like a skate park in the living room.
I went to Home Depot, put all the wood on my skateboard, brought it back, and we started building. I'm a good builder, I'm not a great builder. It was a whole day process to build these ramps, but I thought they turned out pretty good. And also, my roommate Ari ate shit.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
I'm good.
This day was my least favorite day by far. My most embarrassing day. I did stand-up comedy for the first time, and maybe last. When this day came around, I had to write down a joke. And honestly, I was tired from the day before, so I just felt like I didn't put that much time into my writing.
I'm recruiting Ashley to come tonight because I just need one person to laugh at my jokes.
And also everything you say is gonna be funny. Right?
It really came around to stab me in the back. I remember just traveling to go to this comedy club where I knew I was gonna do the stand-up, and I'm just complaining.
I don't want to do this one today. I don't want it on my bucket list anymore. Should I just scrap it?
But I knew I was gonna do it because I had signed myself up, and well, I got 0 laughs.
I'm talking $50 salad. New York prices.
Okay, I guess that's a lie because I got a sympathy laugh from Ashley. But besides that, it was crickets. But do what excites.
Should have been a red flag right there. Carmine. Anyways.
This is my girlfriend, Ashley. And well, at like 9 in the morning, I woke her up with a little bit of a surprise.
Good morning, Ashley. You have an exciting day today. You need to get up and you need to pack your bag. We're going to the airport.
Are you serious? Like right now?
Told her to pack her bags, and we left for the airport. And now since I've done so many surprises, I had to do a surprise to the surprise. So we weren't just driving to the airport. We had a different way of getting there.
We're running late, so we're taking the chopper.
No way.
Yeah.
Let's do this right. Let's go to.
This shit feel like Friday nights. This shit made me feel alive.
But then we got to the airport, and I told her where we were going, which was
In the Bahamas.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yay!
which somehow she said earlier that day.
We better be going to the Bahamas. I'm being like so for real.
This was the first day the bucket list started becoming international, and it was great. This is probably one of my strangest dreams, I guess, but I've always wanted to swim with the
Pigs.
With the pigs?
With the pigs.
What does that mean? Like baby pigs?
Real pigs.
I've seen online that in the Bahamas you can swim with the literal pigs. I think even Ashley couldn't believe that this was like on my bucket list, but it was. I booked us an excursion to go to this random island where supposedly they have pigs that swim in the water. And after waiting around for a few hours at the beach, the pigs showed up and we got to swim with them.
I got photos from nights I don't remember. Bad little shorty, she cold like December.
The pigs were huge. Like, I feel like they're abnormally big. I could be wrong because I don't spend that much time with pigs.
Those piggies are hilarious. I don't know why. It's just so funny. Ooh, that's crazy.
But damn, those pigs were big. Just that day in general was just spectacular and just super nice to be out in the Bahamas with my girlfriend. There's a place in this world that I've always wanted to go to. A place of dreams. A place that shouldn't exist. A place called Atlantis.
Feeling good, like I should.
The happiest place on earth. Growing up, I just saw a lot of commercials about Atlantis, and it always looked lit. It always looked sick. So I brought Ashley to Atlantis, and it actually was worth the hype. The hype was real. Going through like water slides with sharks. It was really like an amusement park for adults. Well, I guess there's also a lot of kids there. I mean, yeah, a lot of kids, but I felt like it was for me. Gorgeous hotel. I was too cheap to book us a hotel because it was so expensive per night, but the day pass was totally worth it. That facility as a whole is just phenomenal. Atlantis, check.
Sunshine on my Sunday best.
The next day, we went back to New York City. And just like starting the vlogs, I wanted to get over a fear. If you've been following the channel for a little bit, back in the day, I had some curly-ass hair on my head, but I never really said that I had a perm. I had a perm, all right? But I kind of wanted to just like take this Band-Aid off that I felt like bad that I wasn't like open so that I got a perm and I just like had one. So I wanted to just get one and just be open about it. And after 3 hours, long-ass time to sit in a chair, I had the lightest perm ever. I told them when I got there, I just want super, super minimal permage because I just didn't want to have a ramen noodle head. Ultimately, it was so light that it actually like disappeared. Like it's supposed to be in my hair right now, but it definitely just disappeared. But that's not where the story ends that day. I rushed home from the perm because I had a basketball game.
We're so late. It's the fucking playoffs.
And then Luke and I literally sprinted and biked as fast as we could to our game where I wanted to try to drop 20 points again. Well, after dropping a good amount of points, right at the end, I had one last shot.
Fuck.
And I wasn't even close to dropping 20. I think I dropped 15 points. But yeah, another sad night. But at least Ashley liked my hair.
He got a haircut! You're so cutie!
Lights, camera, action. I got an invitation from none other than Warner Brothers. It's always an honor to be invited to anywhere, but this was my first legit red carpet movie premiere. You know, walking the carpet that Zendaya and Tom Holland, Timothy Chalamet are walking. So this was incredible. After kneeing Ashley in the crotch, we got dressed and we headed to the Lincoln Center. This was kind of nerve-wracking day because I'm a little bit out of my element here. I'm not really one to take pictures. I don't really know by poses. But as soon as I got there, as soon as I started walking around, I was enjoying myself. I was strutting, taking pictures. And it was a great time. They bring us to our seats, great seats. Stephen Colbert was there. The director was there. We got invited to the after party where Neil deGrasse Tyson was there, Austin Butler, Hans Zimmer. Yeah, I felt like a celebrity for a day. In New York City, there's a lot of people that do Uber Eats. And I always wanted to do it on my skateboard. I don't know why, just felt like it would be really fun. So I met up with someone from the Do Excites community and basically kind of did a little bit of a ride along as an Uber Eats driver. It was really interesting to talk to someone doing that profession and how hard it is to make enough money doing that profession, how dangerous it is because, you know, you're in the streets of New York City, people get hit by cars, but I just had a blast.
Yes, we did that.
It's no easy job. The tips were terrible, and after delivering all day, we made a total of $38.75. Yeah, big respect to people that do Uber Eats. So it got me thinking like I should give back to people that do Uber Eats. So I ordered myself Uber Eats, and then I gave the guy $100.
Thank you so much. Oh, tip. How you going?
He had like no reaction, and not that I like needed a reaction or anything. I just thought it was funny. I got to give a speech at NYU, a college I could never get into. When I first applied to colleges, I got into 0. I applied to like 7 colleges and I got into none. But that day was a different day because I, a college dropout, got to give a speech at NYU, a place I could never get into. I've always been inspired by TED Talks and I've always wanted to give a TED Talk. So this was kind of like my version of a TED Talk. Basically, there's this club at NYU called ACU, which is Asian Community Union? I don't know. But they were hosting an event about love, so they wanted me to talk about love, which I love love.
What's up? Let's go!
So I gave a whole speech how to find love. And I knew if they knew me, they'd probably know my girlfriend Ashley. So at the end of the speech, I brought out Ashley.
This is my lovely girlfriend, Ashley, who actually happens to be here. Oh! Come on out! Yeah!
And man, the crowd went wild. It was like a One Direction BTS type of screaming. And yeah, there was a lot of people there, like 100+ people. And we got to meet like everyone after. And it was just good vibes. And I got to check off giving a speech at a college off my bucket list. One of my biggest fears is backflips. I'm just not good at them. I just don't have good form. My parents put everybody else into gymnastics besides me. I just wanted to do it. I knew I could do it. I just feel like I'm athletic enough to do a backflip. So I grabbed my coach, which was Luke, my roommate, and we went to the gym. And then I found this spot where I felt like it was safe and felt like it would still be a legit backflip if I did it. After battling it out for an hour or so.
That one was not good.
I feel like you get there and then you do it like if you're doing a kickflip and just send. But I feel like you really gotta like...
Relax one more second. Dude, that's my phone.
Oh! Dude, that was pretty close.
Kind of just landed one. Now the next thing is really to get it on lock because I still can't really do it on the ground. Hopefully soon I'll learn how to just do it normally, but for now, I'll take this one. Ever since Luke, Ari, and myself moved into this apartment that we live in right now, we've always wanted to do a boys trip. And for some reason, we always were like, let's go to Iceland. I'm all about making it out of the group chat. I'm that guy. I'm gonna do what excites, okay? So I took it into my own hands, into my own budget. It's one of those moments where, is it smart financially? No. If I die and I still have the money, you know, and I never went on these adventures, like what's the point? So I surprised him with the trip to Iceland.
I booked us a trip to Iceland.
Is this like a joke?
No, it's not a joke.
We're going to Iceland!
And that day was majority of a travel day until the next day, which things got interesting. This was our first full day in Iceland, and it didn't disappoint. Iceland is so beautiful, and the Airbnb we were staying at was just vibes. Straight vibes. The hot tub, vibes. I love hot tubs. So we embarked on a little bit of a road trip, and we made it to the Blue Lagoon. It was really funny because it was just the boys in the Blue Lagoon, which is kind of like a romantic spot, but we were vibing, man. It was a good time.
Yo, I gotta show you something crazy, Luke.
Fast forward to later that night, and we saw something in the sky, which is one of the reasons why I came out to Iceland, was to see the northern lights. And that night, we saw them. Now with our eyes, it wasn't as green as it was on camera, but it was still pretty spectacular. And that night, I got to check that off my bucket list. Day 2 in Iceland, we saw Lele Ponds. Just randomly when we were going around at this one waterfall, we just saw Lele Ponds, who's just like a megastar viner. That day, we went on the most epic road trip, which has always been on my bucket list to do a full road trip in Iceland. We went to this crater, we went to this hot springs.
Wow, the bucket list series is so hard.
Which definitely wasn't as cool as the Blue Lagoon hot springs, but still fun. We saw Icelandic mini horses.
Very nice though, very nice to meet you. What was that? Yes, I'm posting tomorrow.
And a huge geyser.
Holy shit.
But the best part was when we randomly pulled over on the side of the road and just had fun looking at the sunset and running on the ice and just sliding.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Like by far, that was probably my favorite moment in Iceland, was just the randomness of pulling off on the side of the road and enjoying the view. And then we went to the most random restaurant, a Viking restaurant, where literally they sat you in front of other people. So it was like awkwardly watching each other eat. It was just a funny experience.
It's so funny.
And then later that night, we got to a new Airbnb in a new spot in Iceland. So after using some Spanish with the host of the Airbnb,
Más agua. Sí. Gracias por todo.
Vamos!
we were able to convince her to turn the hot tub on. That was one of the best moves we made, because while we were in the hot tub, we saw the northern lights way better than the night before. I couldn't believe the northern lights that night. It was spectacular. It was just out of a movie and was like the most euphoric moment I've ever experienced.
Young T Bunny hot bitch, I'm really like that. DJ drummer gangster grills, I'm really like that.
So our last day in Iceland, I had something on the agenda. It's because Justin Bieber had a music video here with his song, I'll Show You. And so that day, we went to all like the sites from that music video and kind of recreated the music video throughout the day. It was so much fun. There was something so magical about that day that we're just like running around on these fields in Iceland that like we were just in the groove of things. I just didn't want this day to end. It was great watching Ari lose a bet and having to soak himself in the black sand beach.
3, 2, 1, 9.
Yeah, look at everybody take pictures.
Oh! It's fucking awful.
And going to the most crazy looking abandoned trashed plane. And then of course, doing the cold plunge. Probably the most scenic cold plunge I've ever done. There was literally a waterfall. The most gorgeous waterfall, by the way. And like this amazing mountain behind me. And so Luke and I went in that water, we David Goggins it, we stayed hard, and we did what excites.
Oh, my feet! Holy shit, my feet!
I got a little gift from my girlfriend when I was in Iceland, and I brought it all the way back to New York City, 2,735 miles.
Nordic store. Mini jams!
Mini jam!
Mini jam!
And I wanted to go on the best date ever in New York City. So we hopped on the board and went throughout the city, getting banh mi's, going to Washington Square Park, getting told to get a room.
What did he say, get a room?
Get a room.
That's so funny.
And then made the spontaneous decision to go to QC Spa in Governor's Island. So we took the ferry, went there, and yet again went in another hot tub. It was nighttime with a great view of the city, and there were saunas, and of course there was Ashley. So it was a great day, and the best date I've ever been on in New York City. On day 19, I had a little bit of a late start. I started filming at 5 p.m. because I was tired. I always wanted to make a little bit of a journal entry to the world, a diary, something about like my pillars to life. I called it my philosophy. So I basically told my stories and what I stood for, which was smile at the world, health is wealth, be passionate, show up, don't grow up, and do what excites. There's this thing called a triathlon, where you swim, bike, and run all in one. And on the rainiest day of the year, where there was flood warnings, I decided, let's run it that day. After stopping for a cup of coffee at Stone Street, I was ready for the triathlon. I hopped in the pool, did some laps, off to a good start. Then got onto the bike, and that's where all hell broke loose. It was freezing. I was shivering.
What a miserable, miserable day to be doing a triathlon.
I was not prepared. I had only a t-shirt on, and I really should have had a jacket. It was just really cold. It was so rainy, and yet it wasn't even that big of a distance. On the city bike itself, it was just not easy. And when I finished the biking, I was so happy.
We're back. Oh, my legs. My ass hurts so bad. Oh my God, it's so cold. All right, on to the run.
By the time I started running, it rained a little bit less. It's still a lot, but I just saw that like there was light at the end of the tunnel, like the end was near. So thankfully, once I got to the running and I only had to do a few miles, that was nice. But it was still intense because my legs were cramping so badly. Just the worst day to choose to do a triathlon, but I did it. And who knows if I'll ever do that again, because that was painful and I was sore for the next week.
That took so long. There goes that day. Wow, what another amazing day. I'm gonna eat a frickin' poke bowl because I deserve it. That was harder than I thought. All right, let's eat this damn poke bowl.
I ate the poke bowl.
Like I said before, I'm a big skateboarder, and like all skateboarders, it's all about landing new tricks. I made a list of a bunch of tricks I would love to do, some dream tricks. I actually explained it on my handboard, showed you guys exactly what it looks like, and Luke, of course, had no faith in me.
When did you write these? In your dreams?
Oh my God, dude. So then we went to Topping Square and I started trying a triple flip. Long story short, I wasn't even close.
I can't do it. Like, I'm just being honest with my time.
But then I wanted to try a frontside heel flip. Then I just got to work and started trying it. And eventually, I landed it. Oh! And I actually did it twice.
Yes!
So for some reason, that trick kind of just worked. This bucket list item really just happened, and I was really lucky that it happened. Red Bull reached out to Luke and I and basically flew us to Vermont for free for this snowboarding trip, which Luke and I aren't snowboarders, but of course we said yes. So we got there, we skated this mini ramp that they brought us to.
Yo, is it cool if I skate the flat? Oh, I got on lock.
Then just had the most casual fan interaction ever.
Thanks, Jenna. Yeah, you already know. Man, what a legend. He knows the series right there. Perfect timing.
Day 23 and we were on the mountain. We were snowboarding, something I haven't done in a really long time, so it was just great to be out there again with Red Bull, with pros. I mean, it was crazy. These people were just on a different level. And then later that night, I saw a lake and I had to jump in.
Love you, boys. Stay hard. Stay hard. Stay hard. Stay hard. Stay hard. Stay hard.
And to my surprise, it was actually colder than Iceland. And I think because it was literally snowing outside, it was so much colder. And I had to walk pretty far in the snow on like my bare feet. But then that hot tub hit, which I hit another hot tub. I think you're seeing a theme here. It's like a lot of hot tubs. The last day of the Red Bull trip, I wanted to learn a new trick, which was a frontside 360 on a snowboard. And Luke and I got right into it. Okay, Luke was trying a backside 360. I was trying a frontside 360. And then I ate shit.
I'm crying. It's so funny, huh?
It's just the bounce, like the way you...
Guys, I fully said that. I said, do what excites, let's do this.
But eventually, I got one.
Oh, yeah.
And like the day before, I had to go and do another ice plunge.
Holy. This guy's crazy.
That one might have been colder than the day before too. But the best part of that ice plunge was the fact that someone was filming from afar on Snapchat.
Fucking blizzard.
What the shit? You took a video of me?
Yeah. And then watch at the end.
You got me fucked up.
Bro, what?
And then later that night, we went out with the whole Red Bull team to a bar. It was cool just to like live pro snowboarders lifestyle for a little bit. You ever just wanted to eat as much as you could? Well, I did. And I made a big mistake because I wanted to eat 10,000 calories because I always thought I could take that challenge down. Starting the morning traveling from Vermont back to New York City, it was a full-on travel day. From New York City, then I was going to Los Angeles, and I had a special guest who visited me at the airport, my lovely girlfriend,
Ashley! Thanks. This is the best surprise ever.
She brought me so much food. It was actually amazing just to sit down for like 2 hours and just eat and talk before I had to go onto my flight. And man, did I have my work cut out for me. On the plane, I was eating, chomping away, super awkward in the middle seat between like two girls, just super strange. And get to LA and I just start munching down fast food. And ultimately, I do it, but that was like the worst day.
That sucked. That actually sucked. It started off with like the most amazing day, like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing. And then at the end, I was like, this sucks. Like my stomach hurts so badly and I can't shit for some reason. I think I'm just constipated. Anyways.
This is by far the most dangerous thing I've ever done. There's this thing called wing walking. When you literally walk on the wing of a plane. Great idea, right? No. Scary AF. Anyways, 3 years ago, I got a message from a fan basically saying like, let's do this. Let's wing walk. Our schedules never aligned, but then we had this opportunity to do it. So this guy named Prahlad flew out to Los Angeles to meet me there, and we started preparing to do wing walking.
This is absolutely insane. How you feeling up there?
I can't believe we're gonna do this at 3,000 feet in the air. Oh my god.
Actually, what's crazy is Prahlad, after doing this wing walking, which I'll show you in a second, he texted me now, like a few days ago, this wing walking company, which is the only company that does it in the United States, just got their license revoked. Like, literally, we might be the last people that do the wing walking, like, which is just crazy. We start prepping for the wing walking. It's scary. It's hard. It's not easy. And then they're just like, yo, you guys ready to do it? And then Prahlad and I are like, yeah, let's just do it. You go up in the plane, and then they give you the thumbs up. You start climbing out of your seat onto the top of the wing, and the wind is so strong, so strong, and even when you're strapped in, you don't even feel that secure. But then you give the pilot a thumbs up, and then they start doing aerobatics. And it was so much fun. The most thrilling ride I've ever been on. So scenic, so beautiful. And I just know it's one of those moments that I know so little people have done that makes it so cool, that I can't believe I did this. And I'm so thankful for Prahlad for forcing me to do this. What's funnier too is that Prahlad, when he did it, literally had a death grip on the wires and screamed like the entire time when I rewatched the footage. So funny. But that day was insane. I have a friend named Doha. He used to be my intern, but now he's just a great friend. I hadn't seen him in a while, and so I told him I was in LA, and I had a surprise for him. So I met up with him in his crazy blue Do What Excites car, and he was nervous.
What is happening? Oh my, am I getting kidnapped?
And I was nervous because it was a crazy day coming up. And then I told him we're doing
Bee-bearding.
What is that?
So bee-bearding is when there's like 10,000 bees on you.
Ah, oh my gosh, no, I don't want to do that.
And I could tell he was scared. I was scared, and I had done it before. I've done bee-bearding before. I made it happen, and then I went first.
This one's crazy, Doha. Out of every day of this challenge, this one is the craziest. I don't know why I decided to do this again.
And I got stung a total of 4 times, which was like pretty painful. Once it was on me, honestly, it was a great time. Felt like a lot of little tickles, but it's definitely scary. I would say it was scarier than wing walking. Feels like you're closer to death because if all the bees turn on you and just start singing you at once, you are actually gonna die. But then it was Doha's turn. And when Doha was going, he really wanted to stop as soon as he started. But I told him,
Doha, I think you should just man up and do the top, and then you'll be done. Are you sure you want to be done? Because you know, all you have to do is like 5 more minutes, and then it'll probably be.
You have enough footage. It's pretty good, right?
No, dude, it's all down there. I think you should go up there.
And ultimately, he got a good amount of bee-bearding on him. And after he was hyped to be done, and also just hyped that he had done it, and it was just nice to make a core memory with an old friend. Doha and I took a red-eye flight back to New York City because we had a mission to accomplish. I came across a website where there was a bunch of stupid laws in New York City, and Doha and I are the duo for that challenge. We went around and we broke 10 stupid laws, diagonally jaywalking.
Careful, dude, there's freaking cars coming.
Greeting people and waving your hand in a specific way.
How you doing? How you doing?
Throwing a ball at a person's head and finding it funny.
Do you know what he just did? You broke the law.
Jumping off the Empire State Building. Selling a piece of dog hair. That one was actually really bizarre.
You can't sell dog hair. Okay. Is it okay if we have 1 piece of hair? Sorry, it's so weird.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Would you like to buy a dog hair for $1? 1 cent? I'll take it. Here you go. Would you like a bag?
Yes, please.
Sorry, we don't have bags.
Congregating in public with masks on.
I would be scared if I was like other people.
Right?
Wearing a different colored jacket and different colored pants.
Holy shit, that's what I'm doing. Bro, there's the police. Let's go back home. I think they're gonna arrest me.
Facing the back of an elevator and having a conversation.
What did you guys do today?
What?
What?
And finally, number 10, putting ice cream in your pocket.
Putting ice cream in my pocket is like against the law? Okay. Oh, it's really cold.
I've always been scared of drawing blood. Made an appointment, tandem e-boarded to the place, and watched the thickest needle go into my arm.
Low-key, the needle's way bigger than I thought. I guess I'm not that good with blood. I didn't realize that, but I'm not that good with blood.
It was actually really scary, and I didn't like it. I felt very uncomfortable, but thank God I had my support system, Steve Jobs, with me.
Ooh, there I am. Wow. Damn, that's a lot of blood. Oh my God, that's a lot of blood.
And then even after, Doha and I sat in like the waiting room, and I kind of felt a little wonky.
Are you fine? I don't know. You feel like Nauseous? You got me a water?
But then, the best part of the entire challenge happened. Doha went inside the ice plunge. And then on the same day, randomly, Doha surprised me with a mariachi band, which was hilarious.
It's been 29 days. I'm fucking this series. What it's been 29 days. I'm fucking this series.
And then I almost lost my channel to Doha because we played one-on-one basketball, and he was up 3-1 at one point. But luckily, I didn't lose this basketball game.
My life is flashing before my eyes. Yes. But I was really scared.
Day 30, the end of the road. This was the final day of the challenge, and it was definitely the saddest, most nostalgic, emotional day of the series for me because by this point, I just loved the routine I was in. I loved filming every day. I loved the grind, the ice baths, the IVLs. Not that I couldn't continue doing that, but I knew this was the last day I was gonna make a video. And it was sad because I just enjoyed the process so much. I fell in love with the daily vlog. So I thought, why not make it the best day I possibly could? That day, a supporter of the Do What Excites community was flown out. His name was Vinny. He won the contest, and I showed him around the house. So I surprised him.
I knew something was up. I knew something was up.
And then we were ready to go to Coney Island for the polar plunge. We arrived pretty fashionably late, so I'm sorry about that. Little did I know, behind the scenes, Doha and Luke were scheming, making a big like poster board for me to check off. We got there and the energy was just crazy. I don't know how many people were there, but it felt like a good amount of people were there. And everyone's just screaming. And then when I check off the last bucket list item,
Do what excites! Do what excites!
it was like almost just emotional for me. And then this young fan came up to me and gave me a hug, and it was just like such an awe moment, and getting to meet everybody there who like resonates with Do What Excites and just like the message of this whole channel. It was just spectacular. And then it was time to plunge, and man, was that a fun plunge. But there was still one last thing we needed to do, which was to
get Do What Excites tatted.
Now we're here. We are at the tattoo shop. We're gonna get it done. Let's do it. We went to the shop. And he got none other than the best Do What Excites tattoo I've ever seen. And that was 30 days in my life and 30 videos, 30 bucket list items checked off the bucket list, and it was just an incredible ride, an incredible journey. I think it just goes to show how much you can do with your time if you really value it and you really want to maximize every waking second.
Whoa, wait, I gotta take a photo.
I don't think it's sustainable. It's not sustainable in any measure. I couldn't keep doing the daily bucket list item, but if you really want to do a challenge like this, it's totally possible. I think it just goes to show that whatever you put your mind to, you can do.
We got that glass half full.
Love you, boys.
The New York City! Do what excites!
If you've been thinking about a challenge or thinking about a dream that you've been wanting to chase, if you made it this far in the video, I think it's time to do it. So thank you guys. More regular videos to come. Love you guys. Do What Excites. I'll see you next time.